answer, Nemesis Enforcer.
Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about the G.I. Joe Classified series Nemesis Immortal. But I'm not going to call him that because that to me is not his original name, and I know that Hasbro has lost the rights to the name. To me, this guy has always been and forever shall be named Nemesis Immortal. No, it is Nemesis Enforcer. That is the name that I've known him as since the 1986 movie. So which therefore, that's what he is going to be called during this whole review and forever as he sits on my shelf. That's what he will always be known as. So anyway, with that being said, here he is in his packaging. Got a Cobra logo right here. G.I. Joe Classified Series. It says Nemesis Immortal up here on the packaging. And yes, of course, my camera is not picking up, so I will tip it down so you can see what I'm talking about. It says Cobra, Nemesis Immortal. Yeah. Some beautiful artwork here on the side. Absolutely very nicely done. Crazy looking. He's got a sleeker physique here in the art than he actually does in the figure. He is number 140 in the line. And on the side, we have him on this side as well. And you have that QR code going to absolutely nowhere. So on the back, we have some concept art. We got Cobra Commander in that clan back there in Cobra Law where they were giving him judgment. And then you have Nemesis Enforcer right here flying through the air. And then you have Calabios' snake. Now, I don't remember this all being surrounded by water in the actual cartoon. I remember this being snow. I'll have to go back and see, but could have sworn that it was not water more than it was just kind of hard ground that this thing was in. But anyway, here he is, kind of strange looking. These bat wings here, kind of looking more like a gargoyle wings than actual bat wings, what he used to have back in the actual cartoon. So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more, but let's get him out of the box and let's take a look at Nemesis Enforcer and talk about the accessories that he comes with. All right, so now that we have Nemesis Enforcer out of the box, I have to say he is a big dude. Now that I got him all straightened around, he actually looks pretty decent. Now, looks wise, he's phenomenal. I mean, he's a big boy. He was a big boy in the cartoon. Is he muscular, sleek, big boy like he was in the cartoon? No, he's a little bit beefier, a little bit more beefier than what he was in the cartoon. But anyway, look, I get it. They made him a little bit more disgusting looking, a little bit more crustacean, so to speak. With what they added on to him. I just think that, yeah, I mean, sculpt-wise, they did a phenomenal job. I'm not going to say that they didn't. Do I feel that they missed out a little bit when it comes to opportunity with this guy? A little bit. But for the most part, I mean, let's take a look at this guy. I mean, let's look at him. So looking at his face sculpt, I mean, that is just phenomenal. I have to say that is cartoon reminiscent right there. I can't say that it's horrible because it's not. It has to be one of the best head sculpts I've seen in a while. Looking at those menacing looking eyes that, you know, he had in that cartoon, I mean, they pretty much nailed that. I like the way they did the texture eyes on the actual suit that he has, or whatever you want to call this that he has. You know, he does have some texture to this here. And then of course, you know, he did have this crustacean looking type of armor on him to begin with. And then, you know, you had, you know, his shoulder pauldrons here, which are crustacean like, even on the back. And yes, I don't have the wings on him. And yes, coming down, he has more shell type armor here and then down to his legs. And then he has kind of like spider type feet, I guess I would say, instead of having normal rounded boot feet like he had in the cartoon. And then, of course, he has more crustacean type shell here on his arms, his forearms, and then on his hands. I have to say that this is actually pretty cool the way they did the actual look of his hands. Now, why they gave him trigger fingers, that's beyond me, but whatever the case is. His cod piece right here is also shell-like, and in the back, no, but then around, and then you have more of these. And then, of course, you have the blades, which is cool that they added these on here because he should have them because he had them in the cartoon. And then you have this one here. Now, this one here kind of bends in a little bit more, but whatever, I can heat that up and probably fix it. And then he has these sheaths on the side for his swords. I don't recall him having them, but the cool thing is that you could probably just slide these down because they will move and take them off if you don't want them on the figure. So with that being said, beautiful head sculpt that he came with. I mean, I have to say that I mean, those eyes are just piercing, right? Just menacing looking, just a straight scowling face that he had. And of course, he didn't speak in the cartoon or anything like that. But I do have to say that this guy, when he first appeared in the 1986 movie, if I'm not mistaken, when that came out on VHS, yeah, he was cool to see. And I thought Cobra Law was really cool to see in the cartoon. Now, this guy here, look, he is Calabulus's right hand when it comes to his royal guards and being a protector of Cobra Law. Now, his true right hand is Pythona, and that's a fact. I don't care what anybody says. So when they make her, that's going to be awesome when they finally make Pythona. And Hasbro, if you're listening, you have to make Pythona, just like now you need to make Calabulus. And I hope to God you do a great job with them. Now, with that being said, this guy went toe-to-toe with Sergeant Slaughter and actually stomped a mud hole in Sergeant Slaughter's ass until they got around to the second battle and Sergeant Slaughter broke his wings and threw him down a hole. But that, if you haven't seen the movie, you need to go watch the movie. Now, this guy here, I mean, he put, who was it? It was Bazooka, Alpine, and Gung Ho in the hospital when rescuing Serpentor. He used his wings. His wings he used for everything, man. Blocking laser blasts, you know, opening up Serpentor's cell by blocking the laser grid so Serpentor could get out. He used his forearm blades to cut open metal. He cut through oh God, what was that? The Havoc? Was that the vehicle that Snow Job was in when they first got into Cobra Law? He cut through that and just pulled Snow Job out of it. I mean, well, of course, he smacked Cobra Commander around and everything else. And yeah, he was a enforcer, hence the name, Nemesis Enforcer. He was a nemesis. He was a big brute. Hard to deal with, yes. But I will tell you, somebody that handed him his ass and could barely see, and that was Roadblock. When he went to punch Roadblock, Roadblock caught his fist and smacked him, and then, you know, they took off. Of course, they didn't go toe-to-toe because Roadblock couldn't see, but still, Roadblock got the best of him. Anyway, with that all being said, let me stop with my ranting. I just wanted to give a little bit. Oh, yes, and he is in the Energon comics. So if you haven't read that comic, and I don't want to spoil anything, go ahead and check that out because Nemesis Enforcer, once again, goes out there and rains havoc. So check out that comics. Good read. Anyway, the accessories that this guy comes with, okay, are pretty cool. And I'm just going to roll right into it since I did that rant. And this guy comes with 2 fists. And yes, they have that crustacean look on them. So you got a little bit of a spike on there, you know, so when he punches, you're definitely going to know. Not that he needs them. So that's pretty cool. Next, he comes with, if I can get a hold of him here, he comes with these blades here. These blades are cool. I mean, they are, you know, considering that Cobra Law is a techno-organic type of society, everything is somewhat organic. So yeah, this is from some type of creature. As you can see the claw here. And this looks like it's bone anyway. And that looks like marrow going through the bone, to be honest with you. I mean, looking at that, if I can get that to focus. I think they did a nice job when it comes to these blades. I mean, it's cool that they added them, but why they gave them trigger fingers is beyond me. But yeah, that's crazy, man, the way they did that. So he didn't have these in the cartoon, but still, these are pretty wild. I mean, looks like they belong to some kind of dragon. On top of that, here is his second head sculpt, and I think they did a phenomenal job with this. I like the fact that they put more of this crustacean or shell on here around his face. So yeah, you want to change up the way he looks, you can, and then his pupils are just more whited out compared to those there. I mean, he actually has pupils in those eyes, and those are like yellowish red, kind of like a Sith Lord, where these ones are just all pure white. So pretty cool, and he's got more of a frowny scowl right there than he does on the original head sculpt. So there's that. Next up, he has this octopus looking thing, and it has like a shell on the back. This is a hard bendy wire. They do bend, so that is pretty cool. So he's got this octopi that he comes with, and yes, it has the beak on here. This plugs into his back, so you can wear it on his back. I don't know. I think it would have been cool if they would have included that star that he threw, like that starfish that he threw at Sergeant Slaughter. Kind of one that, you know, is flat, and then another one that's kind of folded, so it sticks. You could stick it to somebody's face and have him pummeling them. But this is cool. This is reminiscent of the original toy when it first came out. Back when it was a 3-pack. It was a Royal Guard, it was Nemesis Enforcer, and it was Colobulus all together. And this plugged into his back. And he did. And I was talking to my friend CB Hunts, and I told him, yeah, the original one didn't come with wings, but it did. It came with a set of wings, just like this one does. But this was part of that original figure as well. So that's cool that they added that in there. A little nostalgia. Now, this here, these are his wings, and yes, when they're not on him, I guess you could use it as kind of like a winged spider type thing, because it has these two little fangs right here. Some more of that crustacean on it, and then yes, it plugs into his back, and then you have these bat-like arms. But these are not like the wings that the original Nemesis Enforcer had. Don't get me wrong. This is cool. This is kind of like a, the way the shape of this wing here, the way they did it with the long fingers and stuff in here, it's not so much as reminds me of a bat, but it reminds me kind of the way the Jeepers Creepers wings were in that movie. They were just bigger. So, and that's the way Nemesis Enforcers were. They were just bigger wings, not with these skinny little arms. That you had more wing. Yes, you had that arm that came up off the back, but yet more wings. So when I put these on, we'll take a look and see how they look on the figure itself. They are articulated. They do move out, so you can see, and they do unfold like this, so you can unfold them out. I just think that it was missed opportunity. It would have been neater if you would have had the bigger wings, and they could have done something with that, made it more articulated where they come out to the side, almost kind of like the gargoyle's wings. That's kind of the wings that he had in the original cartoon. So we'll see. I mean, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they put the veins going through, and it actually looks like actual, like an actual bat wing. And you got a little bit of a tear here and there, which is cool. But yeah, just the texture alone makes it look like it's an actual organic type thing. So pretty cool that they added that. So let me get this guy situated. Let me get some stuff on him, and let's see how he looks, and then we'll get into some comparisons. So here he is with the octopi on his back, and it gives him kind of a creepy type of vibe to him. It's cool. I mean, I can dig it, you know. I think I would use it more as something that he would use to capture somebody and have it wrap around them, you know, have it, you know, stuck to their back, have their hands down to their side, and have it wrap around the front like it was holding them to capture them. That's what I would do with him. All right, so now here he is with his bat wings on, and I have to say, they do give him some expression beyond belief, the way that he looks with, these bat wings on. And the fact that they have that curl to them, that, I mean, this one curls a little bit more than that one. It's not a big deal in my eyes. Maybe it will be in yours. It doesn't matter to me. But this is absolutely crazy looking the way he looks. Now, I understand why they made him the way they did, but still, I mean, hey, my preference. I'm not knocking the figure. This is a fabulous figure, I have to say. But when it comes down to the simple fact of my preference, I do like the full other wings that would have been a little larger. Now, I get it. Maybe it would have been too heavy or thrown the figure off, whatever the case is. But the way they did these wings, I have to honestly say, they are creepy as hell on this figure. They give him a aesthetic that the other ones couldn't give. Like like I'm telling you, that like he's gonna grab somebody with these and they're gonna do some damage. Now I do know that with these off of him, you can set this up to make it look like it's crawling towards you. So that's why these fingers on the wings are kind of set the way they are, to give it some creepy crawly looking type of deal, whatever the case it may be. But there he is. I mean, he is Nemesis Enforcer looking all the way. He is menacing. He is, he's definitely a monster that is going to give the Joes, or anything. It doesn't have to be G.I. Joe. It could be any line within the 6-inch figure style, or 7-inch even if you wanted to put him to go against anybody. So yeah, that's really cool. So I do have a couple other things I want to show off before I end this review, so bear with me, and I appreciate you guys staying with me this long, but bear with me. I just want to show off a few things, and then, like I said, I'll end the review. All right, so this is what I wanted to show off, is the octopi here that comes with Nemesis Enforcer. Like I said, it can wrap around a figure like this to hold it, and it works. It really does work, and that's actually really cool that you can do that. Now, yeah, now you have a captive. Like, he threw this, or it crawled off his back. However you want to do, use it. It's your figure. Use it however you want. But I thought this was a cool way of doing that. And even though the peg is right there, it actually kind of holds against the figure. And it has the beak, so the beak is kind of open, right? You probably scoot it up if you wanted to, however you want to do it. But, as a captive, there you go. Nemesis Enforcer has captured a Joe. Yes, it's Doc, but you know what? I used him because he was the one that I had out to show in comparison with this review. So which therefore, I mean, of all honesty, to me, this works. And if you stick it on his back, you can do it that way as well, as like some kind of mind-altering creature that has taken over, whatever you want to use it for. But either way, it still works. And that's cool that you can do that with this creature. All right, so with everything that I've shown off, with everything that this guy comes with everything that you can do with this guy and the accessories that he comes with, do I think that they have made a successful figure? Boy, words are hard this morning. I'm sorry. Yes. In my opinion, I think they did. In my opinion, I think this is worth the money that you paid. Do I think that they missed out on a few things that they could have done, that they had a few missed opportunities? Absolutely, I do. I think that they could have, even though he is a beefy boy and he fits, do I think that they could have still made him a little beefy, but yet slenderish? Keep all the crab-like shells that are on his body and everything else. And the feet are cool, don't get me wrong, but the articulation down here is next to none. That is one missed opportunity. The other missed opportunity is to give him just a little bit more accessibility with the shoulder swivel up here, and also a little bit more when it comes to the torso, so you can get him to some dynamic stuff. But that's just minuscule, just a few things. As far as accessories, the blades are cool. These dragon like creature type blades that he has here that are made out of bone. That is awesome. I think it's a great accessory, but I think they missed out with the, they could have thrown in those creature like type stars that he used in the actual movie. But that's just my opinion. Do I think that they did a horrible job on this figure? Absolutely not. I think this figure is absolutely beautiful. I think they did a fabulous job when it comes to it. There may be a few here's and there's when it comes to the wings that my preference is a little different. But is it horrible? No. Does it make the figure look bad? Absolutely not. You can pose this guy with his wings however you want and it will look good. Do I think these wings are creepy looking and absolutely fabulous, realistic looking and everything else? Absolutely. Would I want to have to face this guy? No. But if I ever had to, or someone like this, hey, we'll go toe to toe because he can lose his shit in a tussle if that's the case. Because I'm not running. Because you're not gonna have a choice. He's gonna get you no matter what. I kid. But anyway, my point is that with everything that's gone on in this line, this is great to finally see that they are doing Cobra Law. Now, this might not be for everybody, and it probably isn't. But for me, I'm excited to see the rest of the Cobra Law characters brought to life. Do I think that they're going to make them exactly the way they were back in the day? No, but are they doing a great job so far with the first Cobra Law character that's come out? Yes, I have to give it to Hasbro on this. Their creative team, everybody did a fabulous job. I don't have the only thing I did have were his arms were seized up. I had to warm them up. They weren't going to bend or do anything. Once I put them under a little hot water, they're fine. You do have forearm swivel, double jointed elbows, no pins. I mean, the dude is just fabulous. I mean, he's gonna run through wherever he wants to run through, and he's gonna create some havoc. Remember, just because it was written in the story for them to lose doesn't mean it has to in your story. You can have him do whatever you want, man. You can have him lead xenomorphs, predators. You could have him attack Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Cobra alike. It doesn't make a difference on what you choose or what you want to do with the figure because he will fit in anywhere you want him to go. I'm excited. I can't say enough good things about this figure. My preferences are my preferences. And the cool thing is that you can take these off. So if you don't want them on the legs, slide them off, put them in the box, and put them away. Or just put them away if you're not keeping the box. Whatever you choose to do with it is your choice. Granted, you have a Nemesis Enforcer now. Yes, I know his name's Nemesis Immortal because they lost the rights to it. Unfortunately, to me, he will always and forever be Nemesis Enforcer. So that's why I'm going to say Nemesis Enforcer. So, yeah. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Here's how he compares to the I Was Once a Man Cobra Commander. And I forgot. We always had a Cobra Law character, which is Cobra Commander. And this is after he's been hit with those mutating spores. And it's a great thing to have because with him, you have him. With him, you got him. Now you need Colobulus and Pythona, for God's sakes. I know you're going to make the Royal Guards. And people are going to army build those like crazy. But if you're going to make Pythona, yeah, she's going to be awesome. Give her some torso articulation. That's all I can say because that chick was badass in the movie. She was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. The other thing, too, is if you're going to make Colobulus, and you are, and you will, make sure you include the pod that he comes with because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but you know what? It's the way it was and the way it is, so that'll be cool. He'll probably come with that little, worm that's going up the little spear that he had. He'll probably come with an alternate head that has a punctured eye. Who knows? But the thing is that when they got into the Cobra Law spot right here, they nailed it really good. And here is how he compares to Doc, which you already seen. And it's cool that you can do stuff like this. Hey, it could be mind altering. It could just be the simple fact that he just has somebody captured. You choose to do what you want to do with your figures and however you want to do it. Do I think that Nemesis Enforcer is... I'm surprised he didn't sell out. Maybe a lot of people don't want him. I don't know. But I didn't put on the alternate head because it's not that I don't like it. This just kind of reminds me of some kind of Mortal Kombat character. But it's cool, don't get me wrong. But this is my go-to head sculpt here because that's the way I want to display them. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review on Nemesis Enforcer, Nemesis Immortal. Let me just say that. But yes, Nemesis Enforcer for me. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. All that helps the channel. I am thankful for everybody, man. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous, fabulous year so far. We are already in November, and today is November 5th, which is my granddaughter's birthday. So happy birthday to you, my love bug. I hope you have a great, great birthday. And to all of you guys, no matter where you are, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.